All right, welcome back to another episode of Producergrind Podcast. Carrington and JB with me.
Yo.
Kyle Stemberger in the building. Was good.
What's good, bro? Happy to be here. Grateful for real.
Definitely appreciate that.
Been watching y'all for a minute, so.
Definitely appreciate that. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of reach outs like ever since, even before you tweeted that, the tweet about coming on the podcast, like mad people, just been like, yo, you gotta get Kyle, I'm not gonna lie, I was like not 100% familiar, you know what I mean? Like I had definitely like heard the name, but I never really like watched your content, all that stuff, but I think this is a dope episode. This is one of the episodes where I feel like we're gonna have like a guy on the podcast here that's like right before like he goes crazy type shit. You know what I mean? Not to say you're not going crazy already, but I think looking back like next year type shit, this would be like, oh shit, they were early on this. So definitely appreciate that. And we also got the official Kyle Stemberger loop pack that we just dropped on the site. It's exclusive. So if you want to go ahead, click the link in the bio to check that out. But first, let's just start off, man. How did you first get into making beats? Like, how old were you, and what was the first step?
So when I first got into like actually making beats, so I have been playing like piano and guitar my whole life, just like always into music, like since I was like 5 or 6. And I want to say when I was like 11, we have a family friend who's a producer, but he's not like a like hip hop producer. Like he records bands and stuff. But he gave my dad like an old iMac from like 2002, and was just like, yo, if Kyle ever wants to try and like record his own music, whatever, like he can take a shot at it. And it had like GarageBand on it, like nothing crazy. I think it had Logic actually on it, like a mad old version of Logic. And I just recorded myself like messing around with the guitar, like I'd like drawing drums. Like I didn't even know like you could actually like draw stuff in. Like I was just like recording it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and like around that same time is like when I really got into hip hop like heavy. Like this is like Chief Keef, Rick Ross, like that whole like trap, like horns and stuff like that.
Like 2012 type?
2013-ish,
2013, yeah.
And it's like the same year I got my first laptop. Then I got FL Studio on it, and then I just kind of started watching tutorials like the Beat Buffs. I think that's D March Halfway. What that him? Yeah.
I feel with D March.
Yeah, that's my bro. And what else? Bass Gutter. I watched a little bit of him.
Yeah,
that was like later on. Yeah, he's a legend for real.
Right.
Yeah.
For real.
Glad he's back too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He came back?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, snap.
I don't think he's uploaded yet, but he's been back on like social media.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. On
I
Twitter.
ain't seen him. Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Flip the mic up just a little bit.
My fault.
Yes, we got a
Like,
freaking
no,
tutorial
like,
ready for you.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. Yeah, no, you good. So with the let's talk about some of the guys and the tutorials and stuff that really got you into it. I know you said D March, Bass Gutter. Any other guys?
I don't really, off the top of my head, I can't really think anymore. I know Bass Gutter for real, D March. There's another channel. It was like Studio something, like Studio
Link?
Plug?
Yeah, maybe that. Was
Studio
that like
Plug?
around that time?
I think Studio Plug.
Maybe that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't watching those Lex videos back then?
Oh yeah, bro. There's just one video of y'all know who Cardiac is?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I used to watch the videos of him like in the studio.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah. Shout out to Cardi.
Real, yeah. Shout out Cardiac.
And he was like legendary with the kids early and stuff like that too.
Yeah,
and all
exactly.
that shit.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
paved the way. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else. Those are like
What motivated you to go ahead and start like your own YouTube channel?
So shout out my bro KBZ.
Hell yeah.
I met him like I want to say June of last year. Yeah, and pretty much he like wanted to drop a kit with me because like we pretty much linked up because of my loops, and we dropped the kit, and I was like, you know what, like I'm kind of already slowly getting into like the whole YouTube thing, like I may as well try it myself. And then I tried it, and it kind of slowly started picking up, and then around like probably like last Christmas, November, like it really started going crazy, and then
Hell yeah.
stuck with it.
I definitely want to ask you more about the YouTube, but let's go back a little bit. When you were watching those tutorials, what were some of the things like you learned that were key at first, and what were some of the things that you really struggled with at first?
Mixing, like first and foremost, because like I feel like a lot of like beginner producers, like they think there's some like super secret like plugins or stuff like all the top, you know what I'm saying, like all the top dudes are using. And like I was always trying to put all kinds of EQs, compressors, reverbs, delays, like everything on my drums, and like
do everything.
they just never, they sounded so bad all the time. And like I can't remember what video it was, but one of the videos was just like literally just turn your drums up, like that's all you got to do. And I just started turning my drums up, and I was like, dang, like that's really what you do. And soft clipper.
Soft clipper.
Yeah, soft clippers for real.
Can you get a little more specific about turning them up?
literally just turn them up, like just turn them up loud. Because like if you mix them quiet, then they're just gonna like. I feel like what really makes your drums hit is like when they go a little bit over like the limit, like they clip a little bit. Like I feel like that's what really makes them like kind of give it that punch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You usually just with the kick, or you do it with other instruments too?
Yeah, the kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you actually clip it in the kick track,
Mhm.
but then obviously in the master you throw this off.
Yep, exactly.
Or,
not like a lot. Like it's not like super distorted, but just like a tiny bit.
Yeah.
So you just leave the melodies regular and everything, just like you just leave
just
it.
like use my ears, just see whatever sounds good. That's important too. Like people always rely a lot on just like their eyes, like with the visualizer, like what the volumes are, but like really you just got to use your ears and just whatever sounds good. So
you ever use any of the legacy effects like amp to raise the volume?
Yeah.
Or, like
sometimes if like I know in a lot of the older drum kits, some of the sounds are like mad quiet and like you just can't get them loud enough. So yeah, the legacy effects is fire.
Word.
Yeah.
At what point did you like start buying like kits, like actually buying new drum kits versus like doing the whole Reddit search and finding like free kits?
I'd say like 2016. I remember I bought like one of the Beat Plugs kits.
Shout out Beat Plug.
Yeah. I bought some Internet Money kits. MJ Nichols, I think. But yeah.
And then so how long were you making beats before you actually like start? You just started YouTube what, last year?
Yep, like last August or September.
So you were like a good 5 years in if you started like what, 2013?
Mm-hmm.
Word, facts. And then like what? I'm trying to think about how I want to word this. So do you felt like when you started your YouTube channel? Because I feel like a lot of people at home kind of they might be in the mindset of like, oh, I need to wait till I'm like fired to start my YouTube channel. Were you fired when you started your YouTube channel?
I don't think I was as good as I am now, but like I still like. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like fired like crazy above everybody else, but like I knew what I was doing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, honestly, like I think that's really important. You just gotta wait until like, because obviously nobody's gonna want to watch you if you're bad. You know what I'm saying? But just wait. I mean, you'll know. I feel like everyone will know like when they're like I can start this. You know what I'm saying? So
can you get some sauce on promoting it? Like, how are you getting people to watch?
Bro,
these
honestly,
videos?
I didn't do anything. Like I just stayed consistent. Like I mean, I did tags, but like does that even still help? Like
keywords?
The tags.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I did that. Also, I think what really like helped me like kind of bubble is I was like the first person on YouTube to ever really do like the how to make melodies, like cubeatz, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like those videos went crazy, like quick, and like got me a lot of subs.
Crazy keyword.
Yeah, and it's crazy now because you can go back and you can look that up and like everybody's doing it just like I would, like the same title, the same like type of thumbnail.
So you started that.
I mean, I wouldn't say there were some other people doing it. I remember I saw one from this dude named Prod by Jack on YouTube. He had one. Yeah. But honestly, like that was the only other one I saw. If there was like other ones, they didn't do it like how I did it. Like they didn't really like fully understand it to the extent I did. But
one thing, talking a little bit more about like waiting till the right time. I feel like though, just starting though with where you're at, as long as you're not like super garbage, but even if you are super garbage, like it might not be bad to start because now at least you're getting data. Because I get a lot of people that are like, yo, they DM me like, yo, are my beats fire? Like I haven't, started uploading or anything yet. Like I don't know if they're good enough. But I'm like, if you upload them, no matter what level you're at least now you're getting like some feedback and data, and you're like, okay, nobody wants these. These ones, okay, I made these changes. People kind of like this a little bit more. I'm getting more traction, and then you can kind of know. Versus like if you just like zoned in your bedroom, only you're listening to your beats. You can't really get no feedback.
Like someone else saying that it's like good or bad isn't really gonna like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just kind of gotta tap in and just do your own thing. Yeah,
right, definitely. Same thing with uploading beats.
I was gonna say too, with like even with like the YouTube tutorials, like even if you're not the best at them, just practicing how to film a tutorial, getting comfortable on the camera too, like. That's just not overnight.
That was not easy. Like I've never been a big camera person my whole life, but like for real, like YouTube changed like my life for real because like it got me mad industry stuff too because like believe it or not, like a ton of industry producers like watch YouTube stuff.
Yeah,
like,
hell yeah.
So many like even like we were just talking about Cardiac, like he hit me up, he seen my stuff, and like
that's fine.
I've been sending him stuff now. So yeah.
Do you get any backlash from the videos, like making a cubeatz melody?
I mean, of course, like it's the internet. Everyone's always gonna have something bad to say. Most of them are just like, you're not doing it right, or you don't sound like them. Which like obviously I don't because I'm me. But yeah, I mean, I just always try and remember like for pretty much for like every one negative comment I get, there's like 100 positive ones. So like it's real easy to get like stuck on that one negative comment, but you just gotta be grateful for like, all the people, because I for real do like have people that like really been supporting me and like, yeah.
Do you pay attention to like the numbers or like the comments or like the engagement, or do you just kind of just make videos just to make them?
When I first uploaded, like I kind of check out how it's doing, but like other than that, like I don't really check it like that. Yeah, it's kind of just upload whenever. Yeah.
I feel you. So for the producers, like kind of want to get into YouTube, like a lot of like what we're about to talk about might be like basic knowledge to a lot of guys. But what is like some of the essential software that you use, like in like your hardware and stuff when it comes to actually like recording the YouTube videos and stuff?
I just have a Blue Yeti mic. It's like on a stand like this on my desk.
Fire.
Just Yamaha speakers, Focusrite interface, and I have a Canon camera that like I record on my like face cam on. And then I just go into Sony Vegas. I record like the screen with OBS, which I'm sure most people know what that is.
Yeah.
It's like a free program, but then I just like sync everything up in Vegas and then just edit it.
So you're a PC guy then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you doing this off a laptop or a desktop?
Desktop.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
you need a strong laptop to handle all that.
I do a lot of my stuff at home off my desktop. I just think the workflow just so much faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I thought, but on Twitter you said like you had just got into Mac too.
Yeah, I bought a MacBook like a month ago. I haven't used it a whole lot. I just kind of wanted because I had a different laptop. It was an Alienware and like it was huge. Like I think it's like bro. It's like 18 inches, bro, and it's like thick.
Right.
So like
them old Dell laptops.
Yeah, bro. So like it was like carrying around like a military grade laptop in the studio. So I don't know. I heard a lot of people switching to Mac, so I figured I'd try it. The only thing that I don't like is you can't get FL11 on it.
Right.
And I'm not a fan of FL12, FL20. I mean, it's all right, but
I thought you made it in your videos as you using FL20.
No, it's 11.
Nah, in the new.
What's so hard about transferring?
I mean, I think I used it in one video, one or two.
Okay.
What's so hard about the transition though?
I mean, it's not like hard to transition. I think it's just because I don't know. I was talking about this from somebody the other day. Like, there's just something special about like FL11. Like, just the way it looks. Like, it just feels different. Like that. It's like the atmosphere. Like it's weird.
What about a little more analog, right?
Yeah, it's a lot more analog. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like, it's a lot more like I don't even know how to describe it. Like
computery.
Yeah,
it's like it reminds me of a calculator.
Yeah, I like it. I like it like that. It's like way more simpler.
Where like FL20 is like a little sleeker, like Mac-ish kind of.
Like Logic and shit.
Yeah, exactly. it for real does, yeah. Like, it's like
20 is way better than 12 though. We've talked about that, Matt.
I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah. And it's dope that they brought back Boost is basically the same thing as Amp, right?
Yeah.
They just changed the name.
Yeah. I haven't used that, so I don't know.
Oh yeah.
And then they got the clip option too.
Yeah, that's lit.
Too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That's nice.
You talking about? Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Right under the Boost, the clip.
Yeah. And then how you can render your clips? Can you do that? You can't do that in 11, right?
Yeah, you can. Like, I think so.
Straight off the
playlist, you can go on the mixer and then like click on a button and do Alt R, and it like renders it out. And that's like,
I just learned the ARM distal recording.
When I learned that, it's so much faster than like recording stuff in Edison.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I always did. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I just found that out. It's crazy.
That's a gem.
Yeah.
So what about like the actual, like, do you mess with like the panning laws in 11 or anything like that?
No, not really.
You never changed that?
No. I mean, sometimes when I'm making melodies, like I like pan stuff to the right and left just to make it more like stereo, but.
No, I'm talking about like in the settings, like the circular and triangular panning laws.
I don't even know what that is.
Or
yeah, I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's some shit in the settings. Like I can't figure out if it's like some, because I've seen mad YouTube videos. Like I think even Southside had said something about. I could be wrong, but I think Southside even like tweeted or said something about like how the circular panning laws and is the reason he won't switch to. I don't know, something like that.
I don't know if the circular panning law is gonna make your beats fire or not. Though
it does something.
It got something to do with maybe like, you know how you use Logic or Pro Tools. My bad. You know how you have like Logic and Pro Tools where it sounds louder? Like it's like the dynamic space of it is
like
different.
Just the way it comes out.
Yeah, like it's just the way everything is sitting stereo wise, I believe, and the size of it too. Something like that, you know?
It's something like, I might not be explaining it perfect, but it's like you know how like, okay, the circular panning laws is where it's kind of like more like an arc. So when you pan to the left and right, it's panning like evenly. Whereas the triangular is more like when you're panning, it's panning like
I got you.
Yeah.
Like, a different space. Like, it's a different space. Like you work in different spaces.
I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
What's his name? Pensado's plays. We need him to explain it to us.
Right. We need the real sauce, the real explanation of that.
Right.
So let's go a little bit more into the producing sauce since we're on the topic.
Oh yeah.
What are your go-to Omnisphere presets or folders?
I don't really have a go-to preset like off the top of my head, but like I always use the Keyscape Creative Bank. I don't know if y'all know what that is.
Yeah.
The bells and vibes on that fire and the keyboards. If I need like a bass from Omnisphere, I'll use Trillion. Got really good basses, that library. That's about it that I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah.
Go ahead.
For realistic sounding instruments, do you think Keyscape or do you think Kontakt or Omnisphere or which Kontakt?
100%.
Okay. I needed that.
Yeah, you do. For real, it's fire.
Kontakt for what will you go to Kontakt for, and what will you go to Omnisphere for?
I'll go to Omnisphere for like, I don't know. I've been using Omnisphere a lot more than I used to recently. Just like more like synthy, like analog, like airy sounds, and then Kontakt. Just more like. I
didn't know if we was gonna say anything about it.
Just more like guitar, flutes and stuff like that. Yeah.
I see you mess with that Spanish guitar in Kontakt.
Yeah,
too.
that's fire.
Yeah. That tutorial you had about the Spanish samples in general was fire. And then you had the recorder.
Yeah, that was fire.
That's some sauce.
I've been a lot of people are always like, "What's the recorder VSTs like, bro? Literally just get a real recorder." It's like same thing.
How much is the one you got,
bro? Literally like I got it at the beach. I saw it was like $1. It's
at
like
the beach.
Yeah.
The beach?
Wow.
Yeah, while I was at the beach, I was just in one of those like random stores, and it was like $1.
Wow.
And I was like, shoot, and it was like one of the actual wooden ones, not like the little plastic ones. So
how do you even learn how to play a recorder? I remember we had to do it in like second grade, and I remember I got like a little award or something for learning how to play a note. But after that, bro,
I did too. But I don't know. I mean, I can play like pretty much any instrument as soon as I learn how to play it for real. Because like I've learned how to play everything by ear. So yeah.
Was your foundation when you were learning instruments was the first like your foundation was the piano or was it the guitar?
Piano.
Do you think that's helped you learn other instruments, or has that foundation really changed your whole production?
For sure. Because like the piano is where I learned like I can for real like play stuff by ear. Like it's like for real, like a God-given gift or something. Like if you play me anything, like, I can go and play it on the piano. Yeah.
That's fire.
That's lit.
How long would, like, if you hear like a melody, how long will it take you to like recreate it? You think?
Like quick, like not that long at all.
Or
yeah.
Any way like you can tap into that and learn that, or you think it's just like a natural thing?
I mean, I'm sure you could learn it if you really like, like zoned in on that, but I really don't know, to be honest. Yeah.
So talking about learning this shit, my bad, I didn't mean to say it like that, but talking about learning this, playing instruments. So how much time do you have to put into learning the instrument, like on a daily basis, the hours, and like how would you estimate it?
Probably like, I say if you stay consistent every day, like you could probably be pretty good at it within like a year, I'd say.
A year?
Yeah, as long as you stayed like consistent.
All right, bet.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's different for some instruments because like the trumpet, like I don't know, I've heard that's real hard to play. I played it for like a year in band, but like it's because you have to learn like the proper like positioning and like posture and everything, and it's like because it's not just like you just blowing it and like, you know what I'm saying, like there's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
Like same thing with like the flute. I've heard the flute's crazy hard to learn to play. I've never tried to play a flute, but it's just like instrument to instrument. Like I'm sure piano is like way more quicker to pick up than like a cello or something. So yeah.
How much time are you spending daily on it?
On what?
On like learning a piano, like you were saying, like how many, like 30 minutes, an hour a day?
Well, I mean, like when I was first starting, that's like all I did for real. Like piano and guitar, like that was my thing. Like like guitar was like, that's like all I did literally until like middle school. Like I was always like the talent show guy because I'd always like play the guitar in it. Exactly.
Shredding at the talent show.
Yep.
Were you taking lessons or was it more just?
I took lessons for like a year or two, but I didn't really like them. I stopped going probably like 2 years in. Yeah.
Not for me. Is it the same for you? Because for me, like I had tried taking piano lessons, and I just couldn't get past like the beginning theory bullshit, like learning the major scale, the minor scale. Like I just kind of was like, I just wanted to get straight into the sauce. Like I didn't really want to learn like.
Try to be Zaytoven, bro. Don't teach me
I
about
was
scales.
Learn about the notes on the staff and all that stuff. Like,
yeah, I mean, I never took piano lessons or anything. I learned all my piano stuff by ear.
Yeah. So. Well, for guitar, probably.
Oh, for guitar. Yeah. He had me trying to learn like scales and stuff, and I wasn't with that. I just want to learn how to play like songs, you know.
Yeah. Right. Which I think that's what a good thing YouTube is good for, because like
for real.
So many videos are like, yo, learn how to play this song specifically.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you can for real like learn how to play anything off of YouTube. Like,
well, sometimes like when it's like I'm trying to learn the piano, like it's hard to like. I feel like you gotta know the like the ones and the threes and the fives, and you gotta know the chord progressions to like understand like even how to play a song. So it's like, that's why I'm like, I can memorize a song, but it's like, what do I do with it now?
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like as a producer, those are some hours you should be putting in, so you can, like, even if it's 2 years down the line, like everybody wants it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you put in 2 years of piano work and you can play by ear, then you'll be good with your producer career, with the melodies and stuff like that. Most producers that come to my DM and they ask me how to make melodies or how to get better with melodies, and it's really like, I'm not pulling them out of a VST.
Right.
I just went to some free piano lessons and learned a few chords. You know, that's an investment.
I feel like that's what kind of made me like so good at melodies, because like that's been like my whole life, like playing guitar and playing piano. So it was like kind of came natural.
Right. That's a cheat code, but it took years to make it. Yeah.
Because that is true. Because a lot of people be trying to find like, oh, what chord do I put into this FL Studio like MIDI thing? Like it's really all based off of, like emotion. Like you got to like really feel like the melody, not just like click it in.
And then one last question about piano: when you're practicing, are you like practicing like running scales? Are you practicing free playing? Or you just practice like on the daily, or is it like just practicing the song?
I was just learning songs, honestly. My grandmother actually had like one of those like Radio Shack pianos that like it would play a song and like show you where all the notes were.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, and it would light up and shit.
Yeah. And I learned like a few like the songs off of there.
Is Radio Shack closed? Didn't it
I
shut
don't,
down?
yeah,
The business got shut down.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah, I've never seen one.
It's time to hit some eBay.
That was sauce right there. For the producers, you gotta write it down.
No, I think that's dope, because one thing, like, you can just learn the progressions, and then you can kind of, you know, take
like replicate it.
Yeah, replicate it. Because like if you break it down, like remember when we were looking up like the top progressions and stuff, like
it's all the same
thing.
Yeah,
a lot of them are just like the same progressions over and over again, just with like slight changes.
I mean, you can do the same thing with producing too. Like I used to remake a lot of my favorite beats. I just like go in and try and make it sound exactly like it.
Yeah.
And then I could kind of like reverse engineer it and be like, oh, he did this. Like I can take that and put it in my own beats.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's
great producing sauce.
Yeah. Because the shit is all math, like pretty much at the end of the day. And it's like certain progressions and melodies win. And you know what I mean? There's only so many of them. Somebody's calling me from Europe on WhatsApp. What the hell?
Gotta get on the podcast.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you about this too, because I was watching this Genius video. I'll try to put it in the description if I can find it, where they were this guy was like dissecting like Jetson's like melody process, and it was something that I never even really like knew about before. But he was saying like how you can kind of count it like for like the Suge melody is like I don't even know the exact word for it, but I'm gonna try to find it. Where you can like count out the beats, like it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3,
like
1,
timing?
2, 3. Not timing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what the word is, or can you describe it better?
Like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what the word is. It's like time signature, maybe something like that.
Not so much time signature. It's more like
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
something to do with like the melody, and it's like something to do with the bounce.
Yeah, I mean that's real important, because like I've been like tapping in with that recently. Like your melodies have to have a bounce to it too. Like if your melody's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, like if the Suge melody was just like dun 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 dun, like it wouldn't be the same. But since it's got that like dun 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 dun, like it's like way more catchy, way more bouncy. Yeah, that's real important.
I'm gonna definitely try to find that video.
Let me know about that video.
The shit definitely just made me like think about it, and change my perspective on shit.
Hey.
Talking about Kontakt, what are some of your favorite Kontakt banks?
Golly, voice cracking everywhere. But the Spanish nylon guitar is fire. I can't remember who makes it. Like Orange Tree, I think.
Oh, it's not a stock Kontakt one?
No, it's not. Oh, the Kontakt.
No, I'm saying in general.
Yeah, the Kontakt Factory library is slept on too. I use that a lot. What's the name of the bank? Embertone. They make a lot of fire stuff. They got like a lot of recorders and flutes and stuff. About it I can think of off the top of my head. I have this huge like folder of libraries that I just kind of shuffle between them. Like 1 month I'll use these libraries, and then I'll go to like this next batch, and like
Any underrated or slept on VSTs that you could drop?
I mean, I really use all the basics, honestly. I don't know if y'all have heard of Good Hurts, GHZ.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Nah.
They make a lot of crazy stuff. They have
Good
like
hurt.
That's
Yeah.
the. Remember the plugins we was using in LA?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
but yeah, they got some fire like reverb and stuff like that.
Oh, more on the effect side.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like post processing, like kind of like RC20, but like more intricate stuff like that. And the RC20, of course, I'm sure most people know what that is. But
yeah. I wanted to ask you because you think RC20 is overrated at all?
No, not at all.
It's the best for detune and shit.
100%.
Where? Because I seen you in one video you had used. You were using the free one.
detune.
Unstable. Yeah, unstable.
I mean, that one's all right, but like all that really does is change the. It only detunes it. I don't think it does anything else, right?
Yeah, it just wobbles a little bit, right?
You heard the reels?
Yeah, but it's in that Waves.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I haven't heard that then. I've heard the Waves one. That's like reels or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, RC20 is for real, like the best for sure. Cause like I just recently learned there's so many presets in it. Like I was just like tweaking stuff myself, but like it's fire on like guitar stuff too. Like not just.
Yeah.
Use any hardware?
I use my guitar a lot.
No, I mean like any analog detune, like the actual.
Oh no, I actually have been trying to get into that. I recently got some like pedals that like kind of do stuff like that, but I'm still trying to learn them. I recently bought like a little synth too. I'm trying to learn all that, but I don't really know if I'm like the biggest fan of using analog synths because it's like once you like really get into it, it's mad like meticulous. Like you gotta tweak everything, and I'm just like, man, I just want to load up presets. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Yeah. Do you actually create your own presets?
Yeah, I do that a lot. I think I'm gonna drop an Omnisphere bank soon, so I've been like making a lot of Omnisphere presets. But I do use presets a lot though. Like it's just the workflow so fast. Like sometimes you don't have the time to sit there and turn all the knobs and everything. So yeah.
Now, what about? I see you use the Philharmonic piano a lot.
Yeah, that's fire. I haven't been using it that much recently, but that was the first VST I found that had like real sounding instruments. Like a lot of people got onto that quick. So
it's a big gem. I really. No, I fought that VST from a long time ago.
Yeah, it's got really good guitars, pianos, trumpets. Yeah.
Any slept on free VSTs?
I mean, the only free VST that I think I use is no, it's not free. I was gonna say Halftime, but I think it's like $15. I like it better than Grossbeat now, honestly.
Yeah.
Fact.
I can't really think of anything off the top
Shout
of my
out
head.
to Cable Guys.
Cable Guys.
Yeah.
And shout out to people selling Halftime on IG for like $5.
Yeah, for real. Like it's for real, like $15. Like I just went and bought it.
I think it's like $12. Some shit. It's crazy.
Halftime for the low, bro.
So you know, a lot of people know you like by your melodies. You know what I mean? Like that's one of the things. Like when we had put the fan questions, people were like, "Yo, like we need the melody sauce from this guy. We need the melody sauce." And I seen in one of your videos, you were using the Fruity Slicer, and you still do that sometimes, like, and
yeah. I mean, I still use it. Not every single melody. One thing I've been doing a lot recently is I'll just like I don't know what it is about it, but if you just drag it into Slicer, like and not even like move all the notes around, like it kind of gives it like a
I know what you're talking about.
It can kind of give it a little bit more balance and like mess with the pitch a little bit. But
that's a jam.
I haven't really been like chopping stuff up a whole lot recently. I've been focusing a lot more on making like actual like compositions. Like y'all know who Frank Dukes is?
Yeah, definitely.
Like stuff like that. Yeah,
Where
he's a big inspiration to me right now.
Yeah. Like with progressions and switch ups and all that in the melody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So just a little bit more on the Fruity Slicer. How do you, when you do chop it up, how do you make it not sound like boom bap-ish? Because I feel like that's when I try to do it, it comes out like more boom bap-ish.
I don't really do anything like out of the ordinary. I just kind of use my ears, just really like see whatever sounds good. You got to make sure it flows though, because sometimes if you don't like make it flow right, like it'll be sounding crazy, like freaking like spoons in like a garbage disposal. Like yeah, but like you just got to chop it up the right way so everything flows together. Like don't like if you have a melody and like a note hits here and notes hits here, like don't make a note hit every single time. Like you can kind of like space it out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Did you ever come from like did you ever like hop into sampling, like actual legit like crate digging or like even
when I first started,
YouTube?
What's crazy is when I first started, like all of my favorite beats were like Frank Dukes and like stuff that cubeatz did. I didn't know like they were actually making, like I thought they were using samples. So when I found out they're actually making that stuff, I was like, dang, this is crazy. Like, this is what I want. Like, this is crazy. This is fire.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that sounds like a sample.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Is there any new things that you may have learned in like the past couple weeks or months, as far as making melodies? New techniques and stuff.
Not really any new techniques, but I've just been really focusing on keeping it simple, just like simple and catchy. Yeah, I've been trying to use a lot more like real instruments.
Definitely. Oh,
Yeah.
like besides the recorder and shit,
Yeah.
or any other like little weird ones that you?
Not really. I've been like messing around with the ukulele a little bit, but
Or
I always try and play like live bass on a lot of my stuff. I have a bass guitar.
oh yeah, I seen that. Yeah. Shout out to Einer Banks with the ukulele. Going
Yeah.
crazy.
I was like, what is a ukulele? What's the Hawaiian thing?
Yeah, little yeah.
You got any like tips or advice on like when you're doing actually recording live instruments and routing it into FL Studio?
Make sure your settings are right. Like if it's an instrument where you can actually like change the settings, like a guitar, like it's better to have it sound good before you add effects on it because like
Yeah.
it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you put a bunch of effects on something bad, it's still gonna sound bad. So like just make sure it sounds good, like raw, and then you can add your effects.
Mm.
Other than that, I don't really do anything else.
Shoot, same thing with drums.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. If your drum sounds are like I said, if it's quiet and if it's just not right, it's not gonna hit like you want it to.
Right. Not really.
I be
anything,
telling
yeah.
people like, if it came out the pack loud, clear, and processed, you might as well not even do nothing to it.
Mhm.
Cause you don't want to polish it and turn it into shit. Then like you just said, you can't polish it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it goes both ways.
Exactly.
Facts.
It's gonna sound worse and worse the more stuff you add to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then it's kind of, I don't know how we're going to be able to talk about it though, but I definitely urge the people to go check out, I don't know exactly what video it is where you talked about shifting the hi-hats over so they're just a little bit off.
Mhm.
And that's
Oh,
something
yeah.
that I knew about a little bit before, but I like just the way you kind of like worded it and described it. Do you know what video that is? They can go check that out.
I think it's how to make your drums hit harder.
Yeah.
Like one of my first videos, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll link that up in the description so you guys can
Mhm.
check that out. And then talk to us about your absolute pitch skill.
Oh yeah. So like I said with the piano, when I was young, I learned I had it. So like, it's kind of crazy. Like any sound, like I can tell you exactly what key it is. Like I can be like, oh, that's an F. Oh, that's an A. It's pretty crazy.
Can you do that?
Hell no.
Like it
that's
can be
like a
anything. It
different-
could be
that's
like
a
someone
different- Maybe like-
banging like a fork on something.
Damn.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I could try to get close, but hell no. That's you got that shit from space.
For real.
He an alien.
Alien, he said.
Even like Zay, Cassius J, like just I'm pretty sure they could just know, like, yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably from playing a lot. They were like, test it on the podcast. They're
Right.
like, what am I gonna do? Like, dude.
That was an E.
That was an E,
Yeah.
bro.
Or it might have been a D sharp, a little flat. Yeah.
Dude.
Are you for real? Are you being
I'm being dead serious. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire. I'm
Why is that so funny,
I'm
bro?
gonna put that in mixed in key.
It's an F.
You gotta what?
Hold on, let's see if I can pull up FL real quick. I wasn't gonna test you, but shit, we might as well.
Alright,
Let's do it.
Bro,
JB, give him what?
we gonna bring him in the studio, like mixed in key. Yo, what
The
what
only
keys
time
is
I'm a
beat?
little bit off is like if my ears aren't fresh, like the sharps and the flats. But like any other note, like I can get it 100%.
All right, let's go.
Hey,
Facts.
No.
Swear to God. Swear to God.
No.
Mixed in key.
All right,
Sponsor him.
let's do this one.
E.
Facts.
Bro.
Yo.
Bro, I'm done. Hey,
Alright.
give him
gonna
something
give-
spicy. Give him
Alright.
something
Oh
spicy.
man.
All right.
C.
Yeah. I had to, because you said spicy, I had to throw in the basic one just to try to throw them off. All right, ready?
F sharp.
Damn.
I'm done, bro.
That's it.
Yo, you gotta go. You
Yeah,
gotta
it's,
go.
It's
That's
crazy. I've always
ridiculous.
been able to do that too. Like it didn't ever get any like easier or harder to do it. Like I've
You
always
just
been
always been able
always.
to?
I can't remember a time I couldn't do it. It's crazy.
So even when you were little,
Even when I was little, yeah.
bro, I need to take some years off producing then and just get on the piano then, cause what the hell?
Before you played piano, could you do that?
I mean, I didn't know
crazy.
the notes yet, but like if I heard a sound, I could figure like
Dylan, play one for me.
He won today.
All right, let me pull it back up. That's got to be like, that's got to make when you do your 808 super
yeah.
easy.
I was just talking about that.
Everything.
Yeah.
Man, that's fire, bro. I wish there was a way to just like, you could tell us how to learn that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Just drink a bottle of this. It's pitch perfect.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
You ready, bro?
D.
Huh?
D.
That was actually,
That
yeah.
was a D. Yeah.
Swear
Go
to
ahead,
God.
give me one more. I'm gonna go A flat.
G.
Gee.
Yo, why you correct me like that?
All right, ready?
A sharp.
Facts.
Bro.
That is crazy.
Can't even test him no more, man.
We're done.
Not even gonna do
We have to give him something out of tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for real. Like when it gets, because sometimes it'll be like in between keys.
Yeah,
it's kind
yeah,
of hard to
I'm
tell.
about to give you some attitude or something.
That's fire though. That's crazy. So we see like you're big on you got a lot of sound kits out there.
Mm-hmm.
You even got a BeatStars page where you sell kits, but you don't got beats. What's your thoughts on that?
Just the whole selling beats thing just wasn't for me really. I mean, I feel like we all tried it at some point, the whole like type beat thing, but it just wasn't my thing. So yeah.
So what's your current strategy as far as getting placements and stuff?
Just collaborating with people that I like, sending loops out, and then just kind of doing my own thing. I'm trying to develop more relationships with artists and like get my own stuff going too, because like I ain't trying to just make loops forever. I want to like really,
collaborating is something I hear you always speak upon. Why is it that collaborating is so important to you?
Yeah, dude, like it's a cheat code for real, because like it's literally like it's pretty much you get 2 times the same chance to get a placement. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like why not? You know what I'm saying? Because like if you didn't collaborate with that person, then you'd get no placement. Because people always are so like uptight about like, man, I don't want to collaborate with nobody. I want to do my own thing. But like, I don't know. I guess it's just a person to person thing. But I don't have an issue with collaborating at all. Like, bro, anybody, like, as long as I mess with them and like, yeah.
And then there was one, I think it's your most recent video, you had kind of gave some sauce about actually DMing producers and establishing relationships. Can you go over some of those things?
Yeah. I mean, first off, you got to make sure like you really been like tapping in on your skills and you're not just doing it, just like trying to, but.
As far as beats?
Yeah. As far as beats? Like,
you're saying as far as like.
Oh, yeah. As far as like, But when it comes to reaching out, you just got to. Like one thing I did a lot was I would just send them on Instagram, like not the camera. You know how there's like a camera icon in DMs and there's like the camera roll icon?
Yeah.
If you do the camera, they got to accept the DM to like actually see what you sent. If you do the camera roll, you can just send them like a screen recording of your melodies or something and be like, yo, like here's some of my stuff. You want to work? And
they might want to listen before they accept it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
that's a big jam.
Yeah, other than that, you just got to make sure you're being authentic too. Like, because a lot of people are just trying to gain something, out here trying to. Just like be authentic. Like I only did that to people that like I really wanted to work with and like saw like the vision. But
you're not just like
that's so important. Everyone. Like people don't really get it a lot of times, but that's so important. Like you just got to be real. Like
pick and choose kind of thing.
Yeah, I thought it was funny how you were talking about producers being too business like.
Yeah, about that's important for real. Like they'll be having like a whole logo and like, I mean like a logo's not bad, but like it's different for like Producergrind. Like y'all have like y'all are very well like branded. Like I know what the logo looks like, it's fire. But like when you're a producer, like you're a person at the end of the day. Like you're not like, you know what I'm saying? Like you probably don't have like a logo as your profile picture on Instagram. It's probably you. But then on the Producergrind, like you know what I'm saying? Like people try to make it so much more of like a business. Like when really like you're kind of, especially in this day and age, you're like producers are becoming more like artists. So like
I want to add to that. I like how you definitely said that, but I feel like it's not that it's not business, but it's just the way you conduct business. You know?
Yeah,
like coming off as corporate.
The way, like you, it's still business, even though it may come off less corny. You know, it's just doing business a different way.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. I feel you. Yeah,
I said it's that more than it being.
Also, you was talking about producer names.
Yeah, producer names. Like, don't be out here like the Beat Bakery or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like, who's gonna be like?
That's kind of hard though.
The Beat Bakery.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Like,
those got loaves on deck.
I don't know. I just feel like all the producers coming up now, like they just got like, it's just like their name is usually just like them, like Jetson. Like he's always like just went by Jetson. Like it's not like the beat, like the beat master,
Mr.
Like,
808, Mr. 808.
Yeah,
I feel
you
like
just gotta be yourself. Like just be a person.
Definitely.
People like that. That's what people are attracted to. So
I feel like back in the day, like you could kind of get away with more logo based, like Vibe. I feel like he was like just a logo and a tag for a long ass time. But now since it's so saturated, you gotta like be the face. You gotta stand out a little more because there's, you know what I mean? You go on any beat store, any beat site, Instagram, you see all the people that are just logos and like you said, names like Monster Beats and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Apologies to Monster Beats,
Monster
Beats
Bakery.
Shout out to Beat Monster though.
Beat Monster, yeah, Beat Monster.
Hell yeah.
808 kid.
808 kid. Any advice for producers that want to actually get into selling kits?
I mean, first off, you got to have sounds that people actually want. So that's important. People always overlook that.
Perfect your craft first.
Make sure.
Watch his one cubeatz sauce tutorial, 5 sound packs out.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if you look at it now, everybody's doing cubeatz type sample packs. So.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to kind of bring something new to the table. Like, I can't tell you what the next melody wave's going to be because, like, right now, everybody's doing the whole detuning thing. But you just got to, you know what I'm saying? You just got to have something new. You got to make sure, like, it's getting to more people, too. Like, you need to either have, like, a YouTube or, like, be a little bit popping on social media. Like, I'm not that big on social media, but it does drive a bunch of sales. But literally, like, everything comes from YouTube. So,
yeah. I think
just find a way.
That's key.
Find a way to get it in front of a bunch of people's eyes. So
yeah.
For a producer looking to make selling kits their new stream of income, what's a realistic goal they should shoot for within the first 3 months or first 2 months?
I mean, that's kind of hard to scale. I'd say if you're making 1,000 or 2,000, kind of that range within your first few months, like you're set. Like just keep grinding, and like it'll start going up. 'Cause that's how much I was making like when I first started.
Or
Yeah.
then just keep doing what works and stuff. Hell yeah. But I definitely think like the YouTube is key. Like even if you're like not even a tutorial guy, just like putting up beat making videos, anything you can do to just kind of like let people see your craft, and then just let it be known they also got a loop pack that you can check out.
Yeah.
Drop some free ones and stuff like that to build your brand. Did you ever drop free ones to build your brand at first?
No, I actually haven't.
Or
I mean, actually one thing I did. This is actually a pretty good thing. If you're trying to like kind of build your YouTube up, like in my videos, I'd make like a melody in the video, and then I'd get like one of those, I don't know what they're called, like gates or whatever, where you can download it, but to download it you have to subscribe. That helped that helped me get a lot of subs in the beginning.
The actual melody that you made in the loop.
Yeah, because like you're giving away like stuff for free, and then in return, they're subbing. So
Hell yeah.
That's good. That's a good
Yeah.
channel.
Good marketing.
And you're also big on like doing Instagram giveaways too. Like, how do you use Instagram in order to drive like YouTube?
I'll do like sometimes if I ever post a picture like a kit or same thing on Twitter, I'll be like, yo, like put this on your story, and I'll like send some people a free copy, and like same deal there. Like some people are gonna get a free kit, and also you're getting like your kit in front of a bunch of people's eyes. So
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
Yeah.
That's good. Retweet for a chance to win.
Yep,
type shit.
exactly.
Hell yeah. And so how do you protect your loops from getting stolen and not getting credited?
I mean, there's really not a for sure way to do that. I'd say like 80+% of the time, like the people that use my loops and get in place, like they're like a fan of my work, like they mess with me.
Yeah.
So like usually they're cool about it, and we can get it settled like quick. But I mean, there are times that people are gonna be there like out to get you, like trying to finesse you out of stuff. But you just gotta, honestly, the best thing to do if you ever get into that situation is just stay patient. Make sure you have a really good lawyer and a manager, or just one or the other. And just like stay patient. Don't like go crazy on Twitter or anything. Like it's just not a good look in my opinion. Like, I mean, I guess after you do the paperwork, you can do whatever the heck you want to. If you want to go be that person that goes crazy, then go crazy.
Be
But
outspoken.
just be patient. So yeah.
But it's like, man, it's hard because like with all the music coming out, it's you kind of gotta like at least skim through everything.
Oh yeah, I
that
skim through every single thing that comes out every
Word.
Thursday night. Yep.
Oh, you got it on a schedule.
I for real
He's
do
ready.
every Thursday night. I check. That's how I find a lot of stuff.
So there's been times where you found some stuff.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That boy ain't playing.
I seen you had tweeted about you even heard your loop in an AT&T commercial.
Yeah, there is this. It was one of those like 404. I mean, that's what it is in Georgia. I don't know what it is in other states, but one of those ads. I was just scrolling through Twitter and like I had my sound on, and like I saw it and I like heard it kept going. I was like, wait, hold up. I went and pressed it again, and I was like, dang, that's one of my loops. And, like I didn't really think twice about it. But I was like, dang, that's actually kind of fire. But because it wasn't like a big like commercial or anything. It was a little Twitter ad. But
if it's AT&T, there's definitely a budget behind that shit.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's crazy. Let's talk a little bit about more tweets. You said you tweeted that you were blown away by Ian Dior's new album, the Industry Plant album. Can you give us a little review on what you like best about it?
Yeah, man, it's so fire. I feel like that's the like sound that I really want to hear more of, like moving forward. Like, I don't know if y'all have heard it. It's crazy. It's real organic sounding. Like, it sounds almost like, I don't want to say like a 90s pop album, but like it sounds so like organic. Like, it really sounds like I'm just listening to like some normal music. Like, it's nice to have a break from just like 808s and like Nexus synths and hi-hats. Like it's just fire.
Or
I just really like the sound design and everything. They did a crazy job on it. It's fire.
I listened to like the first 3 or 4 songs.
Yeah.
When I seen your tweet about it, I was like, all right, let me check this shit out.
Yeah.
And then, well, let's talk about your newest placement that just came out on Southside's project.
Yeah.
It's what do you call it? Not the warm up. It's the prelude to Free Agent 4. I forgot what the name was. But the song is Gunna Style, right?
Gunna Swag.
Gunna Swag, yeah.
Yep. It was just a loop that the producer 5K used. Shout out 5K.
Yeah, shout out 5K.
Yep. That's pretty much it. Nothing really crazy.
Or did you know like in advance it was coming or none of that?
It's kind of crazy. Like I saw him say he dropped on Instagram and I clicked on it and it said my name. I was like, all right, that's lit. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I just posted on Instagram. So yeah.
You gotta load them up, man, for Free Agent 4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you something, and it's kind of abnormal how you got the placement and you. There's a lot of producers that hit me up and they want to send me loops, and they want to use that just for opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you conduct yourself so other people don't feel like that? Like he just makes loops and that's the only thing.
I mean, honestly, there's really no secret, because if there's a secret, then that just make everybody else fake. If everybody was trying to not be fake, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You just gotta, I don't know, you just gotta be a real person.
But
like,
how does...
I really don't do anything, like, I don't have any, like, secret sauce to being, like, a real person. Like, you just gotta be yourself and, like, just make the right connections. Like, there's sometimes I'll just meet people and the energy's not right. Like, I just know that, like, I shouldn't be around them. Just, like, vice versa. So,
yeah.
I don't just, like, go around, like, hitting everybody up every day. Like, usually, like, if there's, like, some sort of situation where, like, I was involved in, like, somewhat working with the same person, then I'll hit them up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't really, like, hit that many people up just, like, randomly. I try and, like, make it, like, when I really have, like, a chance to, I'll hit them up.
So how do... No, but I'm really asking you, how would another producer who just makes loops or he wants to blow up that way or get placements that way, how will he succeed doing that but not seem thirsty or not seem like everybody else? Like, cause it's...
I mean, first off, like I said, you gotta have good loops. Second off, man, I really don't know. You just gotta make the right connections. Like, honestly, the way I've made a lot of connections with other producers, like, word of mouth. Like, I'll load somebody up and, like, that, like, messes with me, and then they'll go and tell so-and-so and so-and-so and tell so-and-so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they'll come back to me. So, like, you just gotta get yourself out there, honestly. Like, obviously, people are gonna just, like, dub you and not even, like, respond, but, like, you gotta keep going.
Yeah.
You do, like, a lot of moving around in the city and in the studio scene?
No, I really don't. I'm trying to do more of that, so, yeah.
Facts. That was something I wanted to ask you, because you kind of like got the best of both worlds by how, you know, you're lit on YouTube, lit on the internet, and you also are in Atlanta. So I mean, like, it wouldn't take much to really just start moving around and just thinking with people.
Yeah, I'm trying to do more of that for real.
Definitely. Yeah. So okay, so you tweeted, I feel like the industry ain't for me sometimes. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. I can't remember the exact situation what I was in when I tweeted that, but I mean, just sometimes, like, with all the good stuff in the industry comes bad stuff. Like, you know, there's a lot of, like, weird people out there that, like, are just don't really have the best intentions for you and everything. And just, like, I don't know, like, I'm real big about, like, who I surround myself with, like, influences and stuff like that. So I just know that I just don't want to get, like, super drugged into the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I just want to keep, like, a level head. Like, sometimes it's just like, man, like I'm a little more better about it now, but back then I was like, man, like, is this really what I want to do? Cause, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is gonna be my life. So, like, yeah. But yeah, I'm just really protective of, like, my energy and, like, who I work with and all that. So
I think that's good. That's definitely good. I feel like a lot of people, it takes them till they're older to even realize that. You know what I mean? Or
yeah.
You know
what I mean, I've never been one to be, like, easily influenced by people. So
yeah.
Do
you get a lot of, like, that wisdom and stuff from, like, your family and stuff? Or?
Yeah. Shout out my dad. Yeah. And my faith in God too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I feel like a Twitter cop here.
Nah, you good. You good, bro.
Bringing up all these tweets and
DJ
stuff.
Payne 1.
I understand, like, you know, like, when we tweet and stuff, a lot of times it's just free thought. You know what I mean? We're on our Kanye shit, and there's not always, like, a deep meaning behind everything. But you tweeted, I think this is a big one for the producer community. Well, two of them. Let's start with this one. You tweeted, I hate my own melodies. I feel like we all do. I could definitely relate to that. Because, like, 99% of the time, like I'm like, yeah, my melodies are trash. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, why do you think that's like
Yeah.
a thing?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, funny enough, I read this article the other day. Y'all know who Tame Impala is? Kevin Parker? Yeah, he's been one of my favorite like artists for a minute. He's so fire. And I remember reading something where pretty much for like his last album, he scrapped like so many songs. Like it was like almost 100. And he said, like that album, like y'all should go listen to it if y'all haven't. It's so fire. But I think he said, like, even after scrapping all that, he thought the album was still like so bad that it was like unlistenable.
Damn.
And like it's literally one of the craziest albums I've ever heard. So that just goes to show, like, you know, at the end of the day, like I just think as like people who create stuff, like you're always gonna be more drawn to other people's stuff than your own. So it's just like I've noticed that with like every producer I talk to, like I'll be like, bro, like, this is so fire. This melody, like, it's not my favorite, and I'm like, dang, like this is better than anything I can make. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
You don't think you'll have a negative outcome from always thinking that you're trash?
I don't always think
trying to-
I'm trash. I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, I think when I was tweeted that, like I was working on a kit and I had just been listening to the melody so much, and I was like, man, like I'm just like sick of them. Like it's just sometimes like you just don't really like your own stuff that much. Like there's obviously sometimes I'm not always like, man, I suck. Like I'll make some fire stuff and like, but it's just like, yeah.
But like bro saying it with the 100 songs and shit, like that could be poison.
Yeah, that's like
that's
OD.
bro.
That's
if
crazy.
it's fire,
Yeah.
you're saying that.
Yeah, that's a little
That
OD.
could be poison.
But like just to think that like someone that good,
Right.
like
still faces
exactly.
it.
That's
Right.
crazy because like he's like one of my biggest inspirations for real.
And he's a
Right.
huge artist.
Yeah.
Like, he's huge.
Because he, like, I don't know if y'all aren't that familiar, like he's pretty much like a one-man band. Like it's crazy. Like he does like his own guitar, bass, he sings, he does drums. Like yeah,
Damn, that's fire.
fire. Yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of it is like you said, just like the fact that like because you made it, you listen to it from the beginning to the end. You probably listen to it so many times after because you
And you like
liked it.
saw the whole process too,
Yeah.
so it's like it kind of loses that like specialness.
It's fresh.
Yep.
versus like when you hear someone else's melody, you don't know what went into it, so it's just like, you know what I mean. It's more like it's got that magic to it at
Yep,
first. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Did you have like how did you build your confidence? Did you just have to go to like the studio and just get like flamed or just like
You just gotta put yourself out there. Like there's no trick. You just gotta
right?
get past it. It's like the same thing with YouTube. Like I hated doing the whole camera, face cam, like videos the first two, but then like once I learned like how good it was for me, like,
Right.
like you know what, like I gotta keep doing it. So
Facts.
I feel like a lot of producers try to avoid the getting roasted part. And,
Yeah.
like that really is like the best.
it's inevitable.
It's
That's
the
gonna
worst,
happen.
but the best thing for you.
Like KBZ said, remember?
What do you say?
He was like, I'd rather be real and cringe than fake.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yep. That's
I mean,
facts.
with two was also good too. Is like playing your music out loud for people. Like you can see, you're like, oh, that might not hit the way I thought, and you can really feel people's reactions. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Hell
that's
yeah.
huge.
Last tweet, man. I promise.
12.
There's another. Yeah, I know, right? There's another good one for the producer community, though. You said I got the worst attention span. I'll go days or even weeks without touching anything, and then make weeks worth of stuff in a day or two, then burn myself out, and the cycle continues. And what I was gonna say is, do you think it's necessary to take time off? Because like I can make a lot of beats in a short period of time, and like in those first couple of days when I'm back on it fresh, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm the GOAT. I'm making crazy shit.
Kanye can't touch
And
me.
then
bro.
after like a couple of days of like making a few beats a day, you start to like get burnt out and you run out of ideas and you feel like, damn, I'm just trash.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's important to take breaks. I mean, it's different person to person. I'm real bad about like just going crazy like 1 or 2 or 3 days and then like just do nothing for like a week. So I've been trying to just like do like less, but do it every day. Cause like just stay more consistent. Cause I'm bad about that.
Mm.
But, I mean, I don't guess it's really a bad thing as long as you're getting the work done. But
Yeah.
I would just prefer to be more like consistent every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do in those off days? Like, what do you do for fun and shit?
Just, I mean, it's like normal kid stuff. Hang out with friends, play video games. It's like, yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
and then how do you balance? Do you ever feel like you're not doing enough kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And if I guess what the most frustrating thing is, so sometimes I'll know I'm not doing enough, and then I won't have any inspiration. I can't make anything. You just kind of get in that rut, and like the more you think about it, the worse it's gonna get. So you just kind of gotta just push through it. Either like I know they say you're not supposed to force it out, but sometimes I just like push through it, and then I'll end up making something fire.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I guess there's no real answer to it.
You
right?
don't go to the gym and work out.
no, I need to. I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Take a walk. You know
Oh
what
yeah.
I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah. I'll go outside.
Open up your
Just kinda-
mind a little bit.
Yeah, that's one thing that I'm trying to to deal with too, because a lot of times I just get so caught up in feeling like I'm not doing enough and just like, you know, the daily shit. It's like, but you really gotta take time to just completely take your mind off shit. Like whether it's like, I don't know, like any hobby, like working out, like anything that can just like literally make you not think about business, not think about music and shit.
Make you realize it's, like music ain't the world. Like there's so much more to life.
Like it's not the end of the world if you can't make a loop. Like
you got to take care of you got to take care of yourself, just like you got to take care of your brain, just like you take care of your physical body.
Your brain's a muscle. Yeah.
So you got to really, maybe you just got to get away from it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I went through the same thing. You know, just get away from it.
Yeah. I know you've been working out a lot lately.
Hell yeah.
I think that's something big we should be pushing, like, and not just like as a culture period, especially for producers. Cause
we're sitting around all day.
And like, bro, the inspiration you like, the cleansing feeling you get from like after working out, like. I think it's crucial for like for any sort of creative. Like if you're in any creativity, like you got to get out there and express yourself in another way, because that's all working out is, or whatever it is you like to do.
You don't just get to the next level by just sitting at the desk. It's
24/7.
You got to exercise your brain. You got to organize stuff. You got to manifest it as well. You know what I'm saying? You don't just get it sitting there. You get diabetes and shit just sitting down. You know what I'm saying?
And just for your mental too. Like I feel like when I'm like at home just locked in, like, you know what I mean? Like even the past few weeks, I just was talking to her the other day. Like I felt like because I had went back home for a little while, and then I came back like motivated to work. And then after like 2 weeks of basically just being locked in the house, like only working on business stuff, like I started just like, you know, you start overthinking shit. You start feeling like, damn, like, you know what I mean? You scroll on IG, you see, you know, you see all the winning going on.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, that's big though, for real. Like it's so easy to like look at other people, like, you know, especially like people just coming up so quick, and you feel like you're getting left behind. You're like, dang, like, why am I not getting all this? But everybody's path is different, so you kind of got to stay away from that.
Stay on the creative plane, not the competitive. You're not competing with nobody. You know what I mean? Just create your path, create your lane. You know what I mean?
Only the few know what that is.
The biggest thing I learned is while you sitting back and you feeling bad and shit, and it's stopping you from working, somebody else is working super hard at that same time.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then, you know, there's so much like you could beat yourself up and try to overthink some shit when you don't even know, like the winning that you're seeing might be because their parents are winning and they bought it for them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Certain shit, like definitely don't compare yourself.
Like, people using student loans.
Yeah, facts. Student loans. Bro might have been working for that shit for 6 years, and then he just got it. And you looking on the gram thinking he worked for that shit yesterday.
Right.
But like how you said, JB, like how you feel like if you're not working now, you think that other dude's out here working twice as hard. That other dude could also be taking a break and be feeling the same thing that you're thinking too. So,
and when you're working hard, the dude above you may be like taking a break.
He might be. I'm taking a day off today. So it all balances out.
Right.
Shit, I was at this Coach K event. Shout out to Red Bull Music. They did a Coach K event last night, and when they did the Q&A, someone had asked Coach, like, you know, how do you deal with like the stress and anxiety and just certain things like that? And like I was thinking like he was gonna give out some sauce and like and how you get over that. And he's like, yo, I'm gonna be honest, like I gotta be real. It's like there's no secret answer. I still deal with that shit. He's like, I'm building a business. Like he's like, there's really like I can't even really take too much time off. He's like I do things like I collect art and do things to take my mind off it. But at the end of the day, that shit's always gonna be there if you're trying to accomplish something you're trying to build. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Nice.
Especially on the level, like different levels.
Yeah, for real.
Just gotta handle that idle time too. That's another gem. Like that idle time. Don't be just sitting there like I ain't got nothing to do.
What they said, idle mind's the devil's playground.
Right.
Yep.
For real though. So all right, we got a section here we called overrated, underrated.
All right.
We got some things. We actually got more than normal here. Some of the ones we already talked about a little bit, but we'll still bring them up. So basically, we're just gonna ask you and just let us know if you think they're overrated or underrated, and if we want to talk a little bit more about it, we will.
All right, let's get it.
First one, I already know the answer. FL20.
Overrated.
Cap. Underrated.
We don't got to go into that one. This one, I don't know how this one's gonna come out. Nexus in 2019.
Damn,
that's kind of hard. I mean, I'm gonna say overrated. I mean, it's not even overrated. Like, do people?
Do people even use it?
Yeah, I would say, like, is it even? I don't know.
It might
overrated for me.
It might be.
That one got shadow
At this point,
banned. They shadow banned that shit, right?
I don't know.
Somebody shadow banned. They like blacklisted it. Like, yo, if you use that, it's old or some shit, right?
I don't know.
If you pull up Nexus in the studio, like everybody gonna be like, this dude Dusty.
I haven't had Nexus like in like 3 laptops. So
Yeah, same.
3 laptops.
I haven't had it in a minute.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
a minute, man.
but that was everything. That was like
That's what I started on. That was
Yeah.
like my foundation for real. Yeah.
especially back in 2013 and shit.
Yep.
They
Those
had
Chief
all those-
Keef beat, all
Yeah,
that
the bells.
shit. Yeah,
All
Young
them
Chop
free
was going
banks.
crazy on
Oh,
Nexus.
man.
Yep.
Wait, Mafia banks.
free bank?
Oh, the banks would go crazy.
Guitar Melodies in 2020.
Underrated.
Underrated still.
Still underrated. Yep.
Even though everyone's doing it.
Still underrated. I still think it's underrated. I mean, it depends on how you do it too. Like, if it's just like some like VST, like, and it sounds bad, but like real like good sounding guitar, yeah, I think it's still underrated.
Where
Yep.
cubeatz Secret Sauce videos.
Overrated.
Overrated.
Yeah,
And that's from the one of the OGs.
The OG himself.
Fact. Using other DAWs besides FL.
I'm gonna go with not. Can I say like neither?
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't say it's either. I mean, just whatever you're the best in. Like, if you're more creative or productive in this, like, who cares? Like, do whatever you like.
You ever messed around with any other ones?
Yeah. I messed around with Ableton a little bit, but it's really one for me. And Logic, that's what I kind of started on.
What are the main things that kept you in FL versus like Ableton?
Just the way it's laid out, like the playlist and everything, the mixer. Just like I'm the quickest. Like, I can work just so fast in FL.
Yeah.
Like, I could probably do what I do in FL in 10 minutes on like Logic or Ableton. It'd take like an hour. So
Damn.
yeah, I'm just way faster.
Fair enough. What's the most underrated plugin? I think we already talked about that, right?
Yeah. Probably Kontakt still.
Kontakt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah. Because most people are like,
still sleep.
people are like, oh, Atmosphere, but
Yeah.
Kontakt's been around. So many
Yep.
banks.
Yep.
Most underrated artist right now.
I don't know if y'all heard of this dude KB's been working with Lil Benny. I feel like he's
Yeah,
gonna blow
yeah.
up. Lil Benny. Y'all heard of Keem?
Nah.
He's fire. He's like coming up right now.
Wait, Akeem?
No, Keem. Just
Keem.
Keem.
Mm.
Oh, Baby Keem. I think it's like, yeah.
You know
Not
about-
sure.
I gotta check him
Not
out.
yet.
He's
I'm
crazy.
checking
What
him
type of music does he make?
Just like
Like
he did
trap
like
music?
a whole project with Cardo. I think like
Oh, that's
a year
fine.
ago.
Cardo.
Shout out
Yeah.
Carter.
Fuck
Yeah,
Cardo.
yeah. And these are were these the ones you put up here?
Yeah, I had a question. How do you feel about like ghost sound designers? Like people making drum kits or making a loop kit for you, and then you put in your whatever on it, and then they sell it as that. Like, have you seen that done, and how
Yeah.
do you feel about that?
I've seen it done. Honestly, it just depends because there's situations where like you're just straight up taking stuff, and I don't really mess with that. But like sometimes like, cause like session players, like let's say you have like a crazy melody and you need real guitar or real flutes, real trumpets or whatever. Like you can pay a session player to like play that for you
Yeah.
and then use it.
Mhm.
And, like that's how session players work. Like they don't get credited on stuff. You just
Yeah.
pay them. They don't get
Work
royalties.
for hire, yeah. Because you still wrote it.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah.
just tell them
So I
like,
think like those situations, like it can be fire, but like if you're just like stealing stuff, then yeah, I don't really mess with that.
definitely.
I got one more question for you.
So-
You almost.
Nah, go ahead, yeah.
almost done? Oh. When you get to the next level in your career, like you get a big hit, what's the next step? What do you plan on doing? Signing producers?
Yeah. I definitely want to get more into like more like actual like business stuff as I like kind of have a bigger platform. But I just really want to just like change like the sound a lot. Like I've really been into, do you know who Lou Bell is and Frank? We're talking about Frank Dukes, but like man, they're like such big inspirations to me because like I don't think people really realize the impact like they had on hip hop. Like it's crazy. Like and just the way they're going right now with the sound, like some of the stuff they've done with Post Malone, like they were on freaking Taylor Swift's album. Like
Yeah.
I just want to do crazy stuff like that and just like really just make crazy music
Hell yeah.
and just yeah.
It seems like you really value the bigger producers, and a lot of producers nowadays they think that they're it. Like they don't pay homage a lot of times, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
So
it's important if they pave the way for you.
right?
Yeah.
So I fuck with that.
And I feel like a trend too. Like I've heard you talk about it. I've heard like Nick Myra talk about it and stuff is like making real music, making timeless music and stuff.
That's really what I've been on. Like I just want to make like the best music I can, not just like just to make the most loop kit sales. Like I just want to just make the best music. Yeah,
Feel that for definitely.
because that'll live on forever. Like a loop kit's here today, gone tomorrow.
Definitely, man. Hey, on that note, man, appreciate you pulling up.
Hey man, appreciate y'all for real.
Most definitely, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of gems dropped on the community, you know what I mean?
Thanks.
But yeah, go ahead. It's just Kyle Stemberger. That's all your social media,
Yep.
right?
At Kyle Stemberger. Yep.
Definitely got description, links to all that stuff in the description, man. But appreciate you guys tuning in. Another dope episode in the books.
For
Peace,
sure.
y'all.
Peace.